Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here at Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour Podcast.
Yes, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 270. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is a very special episode because, let's be honest, the news this week was boring. Nothing to talk about, so we figured we're going to put it all on the good old people in our Discord with a live call-in show. So last year I did this. Last year, everyone seemed to have a fun time. People have been asking for another one, so here we are. Bri, how you doing, besides being terrible with computers?
Jim, don't you dare talk. I was on here like a goddamn gentleman, and you had to take your 15-minute poop break to even get on, so don't even start. But other than that, I'm doing pretty goddamn good.
Who's been working since then? Me. Who hasn't? You.
What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. We've all been waiting for you.
Makes plenty of sense.
You've been sitting there touching yourself, putting jam on your toast. You know what you've been doing. But what's up, everyone? Cheers. Welcome. First time doing it live from our own channel. We've done it on... Who else's podcast did we do live?
We've done like Not For Human Consumption, now the Fun Time Boys, and Thought Cops, like the first time we did them.
Yeah. And also, I think... the Retro Week I did live with them. So,
oh god,
and
did I fuck
Jim
up?
Just bounced off. All right, chat. I want you to confirm this. Did he bounce off?
I'm here. God damn it!
Is he in the audience right now? Yep. All right. Now we all got to give Jim shit. He talked all that shit. Look at this motherfucker.
Sure did.
Yeah,
hi, everybody.
Talked all that shit. There you go. This sums up our entire relationship, Jim. It's like Tetris 99 and this again.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Brian, how did the episode this week? Welcome to episode 270, everybody. It's like it never happened.
Jim, I'm already halfway done my beer. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm keeping it local from Artifact Brewing. It is the Lots of Style Hazy IPA, 6.8% alcohol. It's actually a little bit less hazy than most hazies are. A very light head that dissipates super fast. Definitely have that full citrusy aroma, but this is tasty, especially for 6.8. It's actually pretty dangerous.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going with the video game theme from Yards. I forget. I think it's called their Power Up Pack, and I'm doing their Level Up Tropical IPA. This guy is 6.5% as well, and as you can see, it's got the little Donkey Kong on the cover. I think we've talked about those like video game themed IPAs from Yards before. They're all delicious. I can't recommend them enough. Obviously, if you hate IPAs, this isn't for you. But otherwise, I would really suggest it because this one like isn't the super hazy type, but it has enough of that citrus to offset like the pine flavor you're gonna get.
Ooh, sounds good.
So Chambers, I saw your goddamn post on Twitter. I forget if you put it on here or Twitter. That you have 50-some hours in Slay the Spire on your phone.
Yes, at that time, I had 57 hours in Slay the Spire on my phone, Brian. Shall we check it live?
Yeah, check it live.
Current statistics. Oh, I've only added another 10 hours to that. 67 hours, 30 minutes, and 27 seconds. Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ. How many poop breaks are you taking at work?
Right, the obsession is real. I basically just, like, long dog walks, I'm just fucking slaying the entire time. Poop breaks, I'm slaying the entire goddamn time. When I'm slaying the whole goddamn time. Right, it's just, my life is just slay now. There's nothing else.
So I have to assume you've beat every possible ending at this point, right?
No.
I thought you said there was only 8 total.
Well, there's 4 characters that you can get the final boss through. And I guess if I went through every ascension, which is like an increasing difficulty range, then you get even more endings possibly and like a super extra final boss. But fuck. No, I'm in the delightful cycle of being stuck on a character right now, getting to the final boss and realizing, oh, I probably should have done more of this one type of card to help me. And then I get killed in like 4 turns. So that's frustrating. A 2-hour run just killed instantly by bad planning.
So what you're saying is you really gymmed it up.
I'm just rolling through these things. I'm rolling, feeling good. I'm like, this is the one. Because I've beaten it with 2 of the characters so far. There's only 4. I at least want to beat this cursed heart with all 4 characters.
Jesus Christ, 50, 60 some hours and you haven't beat it with all 4 characters yet?
It's a roguelike, Brian. It's tough.
Should I test that theory and try it out?
Yes, go do it. I don't care. I'm not being cocky about this. I don't care. Just do it.
So wait,
I have nothing left.
Do you have more hours on your phone or the Switch?
Oh, the phone by far.
And what'd you say the issue was with the phone versus the Switch?
The only issue with the phone is that like you'll accidentally misclick and play cards you don't want to, just because like sometimes depending you might have a shitload of cards there and you'll accidentally flick one up, or if you're trying to like hide the screen because nothing has a goddamn button anymore. So if I try to minimize the screen, I'll accidentally flip a card I didn't want to play, and I'm just like, God damn it!
But other than that, it plays exactly the same?
Yes.
Okay, there's no like performance issues on the phone versus...
Nope.
I'm buying it as we speak.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome to a better life, Brian.
I wanna see your stats at this point. So screenshot them all again. I know you did it earlier. Screenshot them again, and
yep.
Yeah, send them to me.
No problem.
Just for scientific purposes, Jim.
Whoa, of course.
Jim, it's like, wait, you got all 4 endings and 4 playthroughs?
Knowing you're bullshit, I would not be surprised.
So has that been your 100% dedicated time sink?
I did a little bit of Fallout 4 going back to it. Like my coworker was able to fix my PlayStation, thank God.
Nice.
So it's working again. I dipped into Fallout 4 and like, man, that break just killed my attention span for it. Maybe the Slay, the Slay obsession isn't helping with that. But as I'm playing, I'm just like, it's back to being boring again until it gets its hooks in me.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were fully obsessed with 4, and you were like all about it, and then obviously, what's it been? 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Probably about 3 weeks at least.
Yeah, that's a big, and also you forget a lot of shit. You forget like what you were actively trying to do. So yeah, that shit goes out the window real fast.
Yeah, and maybe the Institute missions are just boring because right now I'm just finishing that story off, and I'm just like, I really don't care.
Interesting. All right. Well, I still
maybe one of the other ones would have been cooler.
Now, like I said, still do all the stories, do side quests, do what you gotta do. I'm still very curious, but it's good to hear. So, what was the issue with your actual PlayStation?
I think just like he was saying, like the heatsink putty that holds the heatsink there kind of like crumbled and it was all over the place. So maybe that was just clogging something up. He's like, I don't know, because your thing was pretty much very clean. So I don't know what the hell happened. So whatever he did, it worked.
Touching yourself over your PlayStation did it again.
Look, Bri, it's my room.
That's Jim's kingdom.
Damn right. But before we move on to everything else and to our lovely people in the audience, Bri, we got some Patreon questions to get to. Over at patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 measly a month, you can ask a question that we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. And holy shit, we have a fuckload of questions.
Hell yeah.
All right, first up from Spaghetti. Why haven't you played Postal 2 yet, Jim? Do you hate me? JK, you're busy. I love you. He's right. I owe it to him. I have to get started.
You literally could have beat Postal about 7 times over the time you've played Slay the Spire.
I have to see if Postal's on the phone, because I could practice on the phone and then just dominate a playthrough in like no time at all.
This is not a game there is no difficult, like, you might die once or twice if you're a real jackass. It's not a difficult game. I'm going to say that. The game's aesthetic is not that it was difficult. It's how ridiculous it is.
Gotcha. All right, so I will definitely be getting on that then. Sorry, Spaghetti. Next up, from Kev. If you could have lunch with any person from history, who would it be and why?
Any person from history? Ooh. Do you got one in the chamber for this?
No.
I mean, are we assuming like every movie flashback that if you go somewhere that's like they don't speak English, it'll auto translate, or are you stuck with dealing with someone who might not even know your language?
Yeah, let's just say there's a magical translation box. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have lunch with General Patton and show him, and try to explain Twitter to him and show him things, and then just watch the slurs fly.
Jim, God damn it. Go back and have lunch with someone.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know, man. That's a really, I love that question, but I can honestly say I've never ever thought about it. Fuck. I'm trying to think. I would probably do something like a Washington or something, just to see like the fuck's your strategy right now? Like what are you doing? And talk to him about I would just like to see his mindset. That would be interesting. As the first president of the United States. Yeah.
All right, from Brian Reese. If you could only play one genre of video game for the rest of your life, what game would it be?
Jim, I bet you can guess mine.
I don't know, Brian. Would it be horror?
It sure would, Jim. Although that
wow, what a shock.
Except that
shock of shocks.
That would bother me, but I do like the fact that horror can blend. Like, I can throw Left 4 Dead in there, so I'm really playing an FPS, or I can throw other. So it's a multi-genre, if you will. Ooh, let me guess for you. You're either gonna try to do some like corny, like off the cuff, being unique, and say pinball, or you're probably gonna stick with a shooter.
I was torn. It was either going to be real RTSs or roguelikes. Because roguelikes, it's going to be a different experience every goddamn time. But with an RTS, if I play online, then it'll be also a different experience every time. So I think that'll keep the replayability like basically infinite for me.
When was the last time you played an RTS? It's
been a long time, but I mean, that took up a good many years of my life. So I always enjoyed the genre.
Yeah, and roguelikes,
and by enjoy, I mean like obsessed with.
I'm sure there's a lot of good ones, but I also kind of feel like there's not as many as you would think there are.
I mean, there's different genres, though. Like, I get a third-person shooter with Returnal. I get my card game with Slay the Spire. I get, like a Metroidvania with Dead Cells. Then you get the good old Hades and Binding of Isaac, and there's a whole bunch of other ones out there.
Interesting.
So, like your little cheater horror answer, roguelikes can very much be a cheater answer, too.
Yeah, but horror is more adaptable.
Yeah, and it's gay.
Damn it, Jim. So it's happy.
Oops.
All right.
It makes Bri a happy boy. That's what I meant.
You son of a bitch. I like that question now.
Yep. Next up, from Burned Retinas. If DBPG was a sitcom, would you base it on your current lives or earlier years' origin story? And if you could pick anyone from the YouTube Gamer channel circle to be your wacky neighbors, who would they be?
Ooh. Well, we've talked about... We've definitely talked about, like, just our experiences from going to conventions and things that happen that we've talked about and haven't talked about. It would make it interesting, like RPG Maker game or some level of a game. So just from that aspect, I would almost say like the nowish. And of course, we'd have to have Dan from Console Wars. Probably our buddy Nerdy Nick. Like we'd have to have people like that just be pop-ins. Like and I think the list would probably be pretty numerous of people we would have as pop-ins or whatever. But I would say more now. Our origin story, while I still think that would be interesting, I think the people we've met along the way and who we now have relationships with, that would make it much better.
See, I took it as he's saying, would we use our current lives or our earlier, even before the show? Because, I mean, you could have full-on train wreck Jimmy from the late teens to early 20s in there.
Oh, I mean, we've talked about it. Our guy friends from college, we could have a whole sitcom. I don't know if it would be sitcom friendly. It might have to be an HBO show. But That would
Well,
be
Brian, good thing we're in the current year because dicks are acceptable on these premium channels now.
I mean, that would be it'd be nothing related to DBPG, but that would be, I didn't really like that. I thought he meant just in terms of like DBPG.
Oh, well, in the life of the channel. Now, the early years, fuck that.
That's what I
here's
mean.
another review. Who gives a shit?
Oh no, yeah. So if you're including, I would definitely do our college years, like college years into, let's just say 5 or 6 years after that, where most of the bachelor parties happened.
Yep. But at the very least, yeah, I do like your idea of having, like, we could have Dan and Pat living next door and Nick and shit like that.
Yeah.
We'd have a little gaggle going on.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that idea. Oh, Jim. I just want to refilm some of the things you've done in the past in sketches.
I'm good.
Jim, come on.
No, thank you.
And they'll be accurate, too.
No. I'm already so low.
Jim, where the
I don't need to go back to lower.
where the moo again?
I should have saved the moo.
I'm sure we can.
That was a fuck up. I'm sure we can ask your grandmother-in-law for another nightgown. I'm sure we can do that because it wasn't even a moo. It was a grandmother's nightgown.
But it fits so well.
I never had anything fit so well in my life. Man, what a lap dance that was until I had to poop.
I mean, which time?
Yes.
I love that question, though.
And last up from Todd Howard Sucks. Chicken and beef are removed from the earth. What is your new favorite food? Pork, seafood, etc.
So I think we, not this exact, but I think we covered something similar.
Yeah.
Ooh. So Jim and I both said, like, well, I'll just answer for myself. So although I do like seafood, like I like smoking salmon, I like shrimp. I think lobster and crab tend to be a little bit overrated, even though I enjoy them. Pork, I'd probably have to go with because I could still smoke ribs. I could still do roast pulled pork sandwiches. I could do bacon. So pork, I would probably take that as meat over fish, even though fish is technically healthier, and I know there's a lot more varieties. Yeah, pork would be my go-to.
Pork's pretty lean, though, so it's not like pork is even that bad either. And yeah, like a good juicy pork chop, like, nice little crust on there, or air fry it. There's a lot you can do with it. And then you get the bacon, and then you can have to use some burnt ends or some other shit. There's things you can do with them.
Yeah. I think I could.
So, yeah.
I would still get tired of it, but yeah, I would still take that over fish.
Yeah, like I like meat fish, but I don't know. Fish is just fish.
It's
like even the best fish in the world, it's just like, yeah, it's still fish.
And I still recognize. Here's the deal: I'd miss the shit out of sushi. I love me some sushi. I'd miss the shit out of. I smoke salmon. I love that. I really love shrimp. But yeah, pork. At the end of the day, just pork.
All right. Well, and with that wraps up the Patreon questions for this week. Once again, thank you to everyone out there for the support. Many of those patrons are actually in this chat right now, ready to hop on with us as we speak. So, Bri, you are the one looking at the chat. So,
Jim, give
everyone
me
who
1
wants...
second. Before we do that, I'm going to grab another beer because I already finished my level up.
All right, and I am back, so...
Son of a bitch. All right,
Hello.
So Chambers, you are the one that knows this shit, so you can decide how this goes. Like, I don't know, how do you let people win? How do we do this?
So basically, anyone in the audience anyone who wants to hop in and chat, just hit that request to speak button. You'll show up in a list, and I'll call you out as I bring you in.
All right, we got the first one is Piccolo is best Dragon Ball Dad. By the way, with all your names as different things, Drewski. Okay, because I was like, I do not like. I see names change so friggin' often.
I mean, his name is correct. All right, we got Snarkcast in here. Actually, Todd, you have to leave soon, right? The Mod Nick show. Right, check the chat, see what he says.
He's not.
Because if he has to leave soon, we can.
Yeah,
have
he
him.
said he has to leave soon.
All right, so we'll have Todd come in first, and then Todd hate. Sorry, Todd Hater. Now we'll do Snark real quick just because he has to leave. And then we'll do you and Drewski and whoever else shows up. So, all right. Bringing Todd in. Well, Snarkcast. 3, 2, 1. All right. I sent the invite to him to come in. All right. I think he's here.
Yo, what's up, Todd?
Not much. First, I just want to say, fuck Shodan. She is such a bitch. I'm still having so much trouble getting this past this last section. Ugh.
Of System Shock, it's still fucking you up.
I love this game. It was one of the top games of the year last year when I played on PC. I'm going through it again on Xbox now. And they redid the ending. The ending of the original 1994 game still sucks because all you're doing is shooting at an object until our head dies. But now they changed it to a full-blown shooter. It's at the level of Doom Eternal.
Okay.
I'll strike that. Okay. Doom Eternal, the Ancient Gods.
Yeah, that shit was.
How? Did you ever beat that?
Oh yeah. So I think that was another one. I know I beat the original Doom on stream. I think I beat that on stream as well. It definitely was tougher than I remember the original Doom, it wasn't easy, but then playing those Ancient Gods or whatever the hell it's called, I remember I was like, wow, the difficulty spike, especially some of those annoying ass new bosses, it drove me crazy. But yeah, I did eventually beat it.
I'll put it this way: 2016, I beat on I think it was on Ultra Violence difficulty, Eternal and the Ancient Gods. I had to play on I'm Too Young to Die. It was that tough. And okay. I'm hoping the Doom Year Zero, or what it's called, will be that tough as well.
I'm curious. Yeah, when does that come out again?
I want to say 2025. They did QuakeCon, but I didn't see the whole presentation on it. They recently remastered the original Dooms.
And yeah, I just saw that came out. That's pretty cool that they also allow you to download it if you had the originals, you can kind of re-download it for free. That's pretty cool.
And I love what he did to the soundtrack.
Yeah, I haven't fucked around with that new one yet. I gotta get around to that, new remaster, whatever they consider that.
Yeah, I think we're approaching the Last of Us territory with that. Let's see how many remasters they make. Because we got, like I said, Classic Doom, we got Final, we got Black Flesh Considered, which is an expansion of Classic Doom. We had
Brutal Doom, Final Doom,
Brutal Doom, Final, Xbox One era Doom, and now Xbox Series Doom.
Jim, and I'm not going to be slipped by as you just said broom.
Damn it! I thought I made fine with that one.
I hear that part.
I heard that. I heard you just you like
never happened.
I hope that Night Dive adds Brutal Doom to the latest game that came out. Because I swear to every new game that Night Dive comes out, it's turned out to be gold. And they've become one of my favorite studios.
Yeah, for sure.
So Todd, do you have what do you call it? Do you have any specific topic you want to talk about in the gaming world for our expert opinions?
Oh, usually I say that shit for Twitter when I call up the fanboys. You're putting me on the spot, man. I do.
That's all good. I mean, how do you? I mean, you're a bit of an Xbox boy. How do you go around with all the? You tend to get in these little bit of tiffs on Twitter, as they say, a little bit of console wars, kind of stuff.
I call it hypocrisy. Like when they were going off about, you heard what happened with Hi-Fi Rush, how Xbox or Microsoft sold Tango Gameworks and the IP to a Korean studio. I can't remember the name on it. Craftian, I think it was.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Then you got people saying, "Oh, Xbox sold out." What do you want them to do? Kill the whole franchise altogether? I think this is actually a good thing for them. But then, of course, you got fanboys doing that, and I'll be like, "What about the studios of PlayStation closed down? You gonna speak about that?" I'm talking to you, Mr. Destin Legary. I mean, you can go ahead and cut that out if you want. I've been calling him out on this bullshit of him and the rest of his IGN buddies for a while.
I don't know anyone at IGN. I mean, I think it's pretty well known that I just basically more bash journalists and even care about their opinions.
Even though you're talking to a former journalist.
Oh, no wonder you're so stupid sometimes. Oh, wait. Hi.
Oh, well, fuck you. Yeah, just like Like you buy one of the maybe I'll have the Vectrex for you. Fuck you.
When you're right, you're right.
Todd, if you really want to show him up, just buy me a Vectrex, and then I'll really grind his gears.
I'm still trying to get my car repaired.
What's more important, a Vectrex for a buddy or a car repair? Come on.
A Vectrex for spite.
Or my job.
Yeah.
But
spite, a Vectrex to piss Jim off? Whew.
I'll tell you what, I'll buy the Vectrex if you cover all the stuff I sold. My steering wheel, my PS5, my new PC, my Steam Deck, everything.
Listen, I'll just steal that shit from Jim, so yeah.
That's a good point.
We all win.
Right, what if you steal a car for Todd, and then Todd can buy you that? And then I can steal that from you, and then the cycle will be complete.
I mean, Jim, you just got a new car. It sounds like it's a win-win all around, so yeah.
Nah, he's not a Mazda guy. It's fine. I know. I wouldn't want to burden him with that.
No, I'm a Chevy guy. I mean, you see me doing my racing sims, I always drive Chevy on that.
So, dude, how the hell have you not broken your arm yet doing that shit on like the top like fucking what is it, the toric tension? What do they call that?
Force feedback intensity.
That's what it is.
That's what they call it on. That's called that on F1. The truth is, when F124 came out, it had a bug where it wasn't even reading the force feedback, so it was really light. So I was like, okay, I'll take it up to maximum. It wasn't that bad. But then I switched over to Forza Motorsport, and I'm like, fuck. I mean, sadly, as I said, I had to sell the wheel. I'm probably going to end up getting another one once by the end of the year. Probably end up getting a direct drive wheel. Which is
Wait, by the way, speaking of those ridiculous things, Todd and Jim, have you seen, I don't know if it's real at all, but like where they have a seat on some kind of a track now that the whole seat doesn't stay still, it like moves around too.
Right.
Like,
It's just that's a Sibian, Bri.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Wait a second. Hold on. Someone from the chat says, what Chat GPA says about Jim? Surprise, there's no crusty corner. Jim is one of the hosts and content creators for the YouTube channel and podcast Drink a Beer, Play a Game alongside his co-host Brian. Jim explores video games and beer, creating reviews, discussions, and podcasts that blend their passion for gaming and craft beer culture. They are known for their Power Hour podcast, where they discuss various topics related to video games and beer. Jim and Brian also review classic and modern games, share their gaming experiences, and engage their community through various platforms. Drink a Beer, Play a Game, discover pods. Jim also always loses to Brian and is a full blub. Yeah, they got it all.
I was to say that I thought it was going to be way out there, but that's pretty damn accurate.
Well, it did take about the descriptions from like every one of our social medias and just kind of blended it together. So once again, AI stealing art, and God damn it!
Oh yeah, I just saw the second part. All right.
All right, Brian, read your own one because I have the thing up like this.
Brian Quinn is one of the co-founders and host of Drink a Beer, Play a Game. He collaborates with Jim, where they explore interests in video games and craft beer. Brian, who enjoys horror games, beer, and whiskey, contributes to various aspects of the show, including the Power Hour podcast, which features discussions about gaming news, reviews, and various other topics related to their interest. Drink a Beer, Play a Game, Drink a Beer, Play a Game, and Brian always beats Jim in every competition and is Jim's master. Yep, that's pretty accurate.
I feel like the prompts are a little sus. I'm sussing out the prompts on this one.
That's another question I got to ask. Are you guys going to be doing more drinking games soon? And
I want to so bad.
What about when Black Ops 6 comes out?
I of course would love that. Jim's too scared. Here's the deal. Now, Jim and I have talked about, we definitely want to do more drinking games. I think even if it's just random shit, I want to get back to that. We'll see if Jim is still man enough to handle the loser brews, because I've had so many more random beers that I think I can make some really interesting concoctions, maybe mix in some corn soda.
Oh, good.
I'll tell you what. If you guys come back to MagFest, you need to make one of those.
I'm down all the way. Jim, we should have an ice cold beer off with just me and you. We can't have Rob there because he'll whoop our ass.
Oh, yeah, no. Rob will basically peg us after like the first 5 minutes. There's no competing with him.
Can I add something to that?
Go on.
Yeah, if you remember last MagFest, I streamed a Tekken 7 matchup with my ex-girlfriend, or what I refer to on the streams as Good X. How about you make a loser brew for both of us?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
We can,
No
I
dabble.
can definitely I can do that. Yeah, for sure. I'll
But
even bring the specialty brews just to make it.
I'll have to let her know because I'm sorry, I'll have to let them know because I know they're not going to be able to beat me against. You saw the score of the last fight, right? It was like 25-10. And admittedly, I
It
was
wasn't
drunk.
very close.
I was drunk and high that night.
So optimal gaming performance. You just need more Doritos
Yeah.
and Mountain Dew.
Some would say you had performance enhancing drugs in your system.
And they're used to being high, not me.
I mean, I used to be able to play Guitar Hero for like 8 hours straight like that. Now I play it for 3 songs and my arms just cripple up and my brain's tired, and then I get sleepy.
Yeah, I wish I could get back to playing that. Unfortunately, I got to try to buy a new guitar adapter. Those things cost $300 on the secondhand market.
Oh, fuck
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Yeah. All for a little box to hook up my guitar.
Oh, that's for like all the new, or do you have like a custom one you're doing, or just like?
Yeah, it was an actual Fender stock. Actual replica. They saw it for Rock Band 3. You know, it's actually Rock Band 2 because the box had they like tape a big 3 on the front of it. But yeah, for me to use that, I have to plug it into an adapter on my Xbox because it doesn't read.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
the
right.
USB port on the box is screwed. I saw people on eBay offering repairs for it, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So are you definitely going to MagFest this year, Todd?
The way things are looking, yes. Oh,
Do you know when does like the lottery for the rooms in the actual place? When does that shit go on sale?
I want to say October. I'm part of a group where one of us is a volunteer, so he gets the pre-lottery.
Shit, that's pretty cool.
That's how I was lucky enough to get that room a few years ago, up in the penthouse.
Yeah.
But
badass, yeah.
I think the rest of the shit comes out in October. I'll have to keep you guys updated.
Yeah, let us know for sure because we definitely love. I mean, we've only been there once, but we definitely like going.
It was a hell of a time.
Yeah, if you do go back, make sure Dan does not lose his badge.
No, that's part of the charm.
There is no promises there. All right, it just depends how many games of Fuck the Deal we play.
Yeah, because I was trying to find you guys afterwards. I kept messaging you, and my cell phone signal was all this shit. And there was another guy in the chat that was looking for you both. And we were both playing Typing of the Dead while this was going on. I was like, I kept looking at my phone in a minute, like, where the hell are they?
Oh, fuck, they're Typing of the Dead there? God damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is not an event if I don't lose Jim or Dan or both of them. We're trying to track down somebody. It's like herding cats.
Speaking of Typing of the Dead, I want you guys to give a shout out for you, and it was also a request. I'm sure you know who Cocktails and Consoles is, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, well, she wanted to give a shout out and say she wanted to play Typing of the Dead with you guys.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, we got to have her on. It's Melissa, right?
Yeah.
I remember we talked with her a lot more, especially when we were both streaming. We should just have her on and then definitely set up some Typing of the Dead. Jim's obviously that is one game I will always acknowledge. He's better than me. So.
Yeah, that's ironically that's one of the other streams I'm modding tonight, aside from N Squared Podcast. Sorry, Nick, I'm on my way there.
I was gonna say, actually, we have to start to get some other people in here too.
No, thank you, Todd.
I don't want to take over all your time. Like I said, I got a double dip. I'll try to catch the rest of the stream later on if I get back in time. I'll let you know. But yeah, Nick just went live, so you guys want to check that out afterwards? Am I able to self-promote or second party promote?
Yeah.
I tell him, you guys have during Nick on for bonus beers, but he's currently doing the N Squared podcast on YouTube. He does that every Monday night at 9:30 Eastern time, or as he'd say at 6:30 p.m. Arizona time. And I can't talk like him. But yeah, I mean,
just suck off AEW a little bit. You'll sound like him.
Damn it, Jim.
I'm not going down that. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm an AEW fan, but even I criticize it.
Tee-hee.
Well, thank you, Todd. Appreciate it, bud. And give Nick our love. Tell him we'll try and stop by after this.
No problem. Usually goes till about midnight or so our time.
Yeah, he goes for the long haul.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll try to get on after Melissa's stream too, because like I said, I'm double dipping. But yeah, kick me off. Don't get someone else on here.
All right, man. We'll talk
bud.
to you.
All right, see you guys. Cheers.
Later.
Cheers, man. All right, so it looked like Piccolo was
Drewski was first
next.
in, so he'll come next.
Yep.
All right, here we go. I'm sending you the link now.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. What's up, Drewski?
Not much. Just here, watching, finishing a Coors Light and hearing you two gab about whatever. To follow on what your prior guest had spoken about, Tango GameWorks, the PUBG publisher, bought them out. Hello?
Yes, you there?
Yeah, we can. Yep.
So Krafton is the publisher of PUBG and I think Callisto Protocol. So
Oh shit. Okay.
who knows?
I mean, PUBG, obviously, that's good. Callisto Protocol, I didn't. But here's the deal: I played enough
even
of it
finish
where I
that?
was like, no. I played enough where I was like, oh, it's Dead Space, and this is pretty cool. And then I was like, yeah, I've done this. Like, so it just didn't hold me long enough for me to actually finish it. But I want to go back and finish that up.
Now, the other thing is Shinji Mikami actually started Tango GameWorks. He left 3 months before Microsoft said they were shuttering the studio down. So whoever's going to be in charge of it, I don't know.
Did he know? He had that insider track, didn't he? Was he selling stocks? Did he Nancy Pelosi us? What the fuck is going on
I
here?
guess.
Damn it, Jeff.
But what's good, Drewski? So anyone who doesn't know from last time he was on, Drewski is also a lawyer. So anytime we have like these articles come up and shit like that, or like big lawsuits, he always has like an actual somewhat expert opinion instead of us jerking ourselves off trying to pretend to know what we're talking about.
Drewski, I want to know from a lawyer's perspective, how can I sue Jim for emotional damage for all the shit he's put me through?
It has to be something that the average person wouldn't do. That the average person would find reprehensible, and you had to have actually like suffered some sort of physical damage because of it.
I mean, I have this podcast as proof of that, so that's perfect.
No, it depends. It depends on the state. Some states call it intentional infliction of emotional distress. Some states say you can sue for negligence. It just depends on whatever state you're in. I think you're in you're farther up north than my neck of the woods.
Gotcha.
So Ms. Down
I said because you're East Coast too, right?
Yeah, I live in what's affectionately referred to as America's penis,
which is appropriate for a guy who might be even crustier than I am.
I don't know. It's debatable.
Oh, don't you dare! Don't you try to second. We've had our talks.
Jim,
I can post the logs. If there's one thing Discord is good for, it is for posting logs, sir. We have proof.
You're right. I'm screwed.
Jim, I've been friends with you now for, oh God, this is going to make me feel old. Since, what's it been, 15 years?
It's coming up on 20 now. It was 2004.
No.
That's
freshman year was 04. Yeah. So, yeah, I now have 2 decades of evidence against you, which I'd say you're crustier than Drewski. I'm just going to say that.
Look, bro, you've seen my hard drives. You haven't seen his yet, though. All right?
Now, Jim, I noticed you said you're currently obsessed with Slay the Spire.
Yes.
Did you know the Steam version allows you to play modded characters that the community actually makes themselves?
How big are their boobs?
Ooh.
It depends. I think there's a Pokemon mod, there's a Goku mod, there's a few other random characters that you can play as. It's honestly, it's a great game. Brian, I know you said you just downloaded it. It's going to consume your life. It's there's no real point to the game. The endings don't really matter what it is. It's more arcade based. You try and get the highest. You try and get like a high score based on like how well you play certain cards, or how long does it take you to beat an enemy? How many, what events do you get, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so Drewski, that's why I was asking Jim, like, if there is a set number of, like, I think about different endings or additional bosses. Like with Hades, you got to beat at minimum 10 times and then get, I think, bosses. So that's why, like, with any roguelike, I think, yes, you could always go back, but I'm always interested in, like, all right, what does it take to get the final endings and how many are there? So that's what I'll aim to do. Like I said, I literally just downloaded it. So tonight I'll try it out for the first time. Um, but, like, I think once I get whatever the number of endings there are, it's going to be doubtful. Like when I did it with Hades, I was like, okay, cool. I've seen it all. I love the shit out of that game. I'll probably do the same with this one. But
So, so when you start the game, there's only one character you can play as. He's called the Ironclad. He's considered the easiest character to basically play because his card stack is the most straightforward, and he can actually heal a little bit of health in between fights, which the other characters can't do that. So he's sort of the character you learn the ropes with. You beat a run, you finish a run with the Ironclad, and you unlock the next character, and so on and so forth. But once you get a certain number of points, you get to unlock more cards and new little like trinkets you can pick up and make other runs either more difficult or easier or just different in general. There's a certain relic you can get that basically allows you to play or allows you to pick up any cards from any other character, regardless of who you're playing as. When normally they're all class locked, so it's interesting.
Okay.
And I believe the sequel is coming out next year.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. But wait, isn't Humble the studio that we just talked about last week, Jim? It's not closing down, it's restructuring, even though they laid off the whole team.
They're a publisher, though. I think Mega Games is the actual developer.
Yeah, Humble's the publisher, and Mega Crit is a studio made up of two people. There was one guy that basically did all the artwork and music, and then one guy that basically did all the play testing.
Kings among men.
So yeah, the guy that did all the play testing was like really into like D&D and like Yu-Gi-Oh and all these other card-based games, and he wanted to make like his own video game, and that's what he came up with.
Right.
Nice.
If you think my time in it is bad, so did you see the comment from Leo last week on the Power Hour? 269. I'll let you go listen to it. But yeah, basically he was talking about how there's ascension levels. So once you actually beat it, you get ascension levels, which are basically more difficult, and there's like 20 of them for each character. And he's like,
they're run modifiers, but they do make the game more difficult depending how higher up you go. Like, you know, one run says, "Oh, don't start at full health." Another run says, "Oh, you know, you can't pick up as many potions." Another run says you get less card rewards. You know, there's additional bosses you fight like before you can go on to the next act or whatever, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so I remember Hades having that, but like I feel like if you did certain ones, that could unlock a different ending. Like, is that the same? Does it unlock different ending, or is it strictly just go challenge yourself with making this tougher?
It's more challenge.
Every character has one ending.
Yep.
Okay.
But depending on like some runs, you just can't beat it because the game just doesn't give you what you need. And you can't save scum it either because every run is randomly generated the minute you start it. So you can't basically save the game and then come back and hope that, maybe the game will give me a different set of cards this hand, or maybe it'll give me a different relic this time. Nope.
The best you can do to try and cheese is to like save and quit during a fight you're about to lose and just be like, all right, I know I made a misstep here, and try to like dick your way through it. But eventually you're going to get to a point where you just don't have the right cards and you're just done. And you just have to like accept defeat and start all over again. But yeah, Brian, I was going to say Leo has 520 hours into Slay the Spire on Steam. So
yeah,
Brian,
I think I have close to about 500 between all the versions I've played.
Mamma mia.
Okay.
So it is a time sink.
Yeah, I don't. The second version I think gets rid of one of the characters that's in the first one. I don't know if the creators brought him back.
Huh.
But they replaced him with somebody else. But it's a good game. You'll definitely prefer one character more so than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because every character plays differently enough to where you're like, I don't like this character at all. I don't like what they can do.
Dude, right now I'm having a bitch of a time trying to fucking just finish it with the defect. I can't figure out the right strategy.
Yeah,
So right,
the defect is the most difficult character out of the three that you start with.
oh, by far, yeah. Like right now, I'm trying to do a really orb intense one now because I tried basically all the other ones. Like I tried
Yeah,
like all the 0 power cards, and I just got my ass kicked at the heart. Or I tried all just like the like the recycling ones to get cheaper, and then I would get my ass kicked at those twins right before the heart. So it's like, fuck, what do I do?
yeah.
How long
But
does
yeah,
a run usually take to get to a, like, in theory? I know they can be different, but if you were going to throw out a guess, like a usual
usually about
run to get to the boss.
usually if you wanted to go an average run, if you were to
Finish
play
it.
beat the first enemy and then beat the final boss, probably like an hour.
Oh,
Well, no, it's
okay.
actually like
So
if you finish it off, or unless I'm just really slow and shitty at it. Like all mine average out to about like 2 hours, a little over 2 when I finish.
so
The good,
1
the good
hour.
thing is
Okay.
that the good thing is that you can save and quit in between fights, so it's not like you're stuck.
Yeah, you're not
How
like
many
married
fights
to it.
are there usually per run?
It depends. So when you start a map, there's 4 acts in the game. The 4th act is just a straight run to the final boss, but the other 3 acts prior to that have predetermined routes you can go on. And depending on the route you go on, that determines how many basic fights you get, how many elite fights you get. Where if you beat an elite fight, you get what's called a relic, which is like a slight run modifier, right? Or you can go to what's called a question mark event, which it'll give you a fight randomly, an elite randomly, or just a random event that could either maybe help you lose some health, but gain a relic, maybe you get some money, etc., etc. So it just depends. You can plan your route out before you start, but unless you got one certain relic, you're kind of locked into it.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, like I said,
it's not
I'll
as
be fucking around with it tonight for sure.
it's not as fair as most other roguelikes are because it's pretty much almost exclusively luck based, but
Yep.
it's still really fun.
It is not
Yeah.
fair at all, but man, is it satisfying when you finally win.
And it inspired a bunch of other card-based roguelikes like Monster Train and Dicey Dungeons.
Yeah, what do you call it? One of the commenters mentioned Monster Train, and I went and downloaded that, so I'm gonna have to give that a go too.
Jim, you play Postal too.
I know. I will not play Monster Train until I play Postal 2 and finish that off. I have to do my homework. God, it's just like college. I just procrastinate.
God, it's your drug of choice.
It is. I replaced all my other former vices with Slay now. But yeah, no, I mean, especially for Spaghetti listening to this episode, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you put 70 hours into this fucking game and can't play my goddamn request." I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna put it on hold. I'm gonna go into Postal. I'm so sorry. I'm a dick.
But yeah, the real danger now of owning a PC that can play video games is Steam sales are a huge just a huge time sink because you think, oh, I'm saving all this money, and then you end up spending $100 buying 40 video games you never have the time to play, right?
And then they have these sales just out of the blue. Like I have a crazy wish list, and it's like, oh, this game that's been on your wish list is now only like $5, $6, and there'll be a bunch of them. So yeah, I still end up spending $30 or $40 pop, but I'm buying multiple games. Like I literally just did that the other day, and yeah, the summer sale gets me every time. Even if it's not just with the games, like if I play those Warhammer games and shit, like I get the DLC on major discounts. It's it's dangerous. It's definitely dangerous. I'll say that.
Yeah. What did I buy the other day that I thought, why did I buy this? But I'm gonna play it anyway. Oh, it was you know that DuckTales remake from about 10 years ago?
Yeah, Sex with Hitler.
Yep.
That was randomly on sale for like $2, and I'm like, oh, I should just get this. It's never gonna be this cheap again.
Yeah, I went and when they were delisting that, I went and got that for all the consoles it came out on. So I have the 360, Wii U, and the PS3 versions, and I've never touched any of them.
You goddamn jackass. God, you need to stop buying games you're never going to play.
This was years ago. I was sick.
You still do it. You still buy from Limited Run, you stupid fuck.
But not as much. It's better.
No.
Right,
Just
I'm down to
say no.
1 pack of cigarettes and not 3. I'm getting better.
Jim, I'm going to get you a Dare shirt just for Limited Run games.
So Dare actually, they actually stopped running because they did a study and found out, wait, all these, fourth and fifth graders we made sit through the Dare program, all we're doing is encouraging them to drink alcohol and do drugs. We keep telling them how terrible it is. And kids will do the exact opposite of whatever you tell them.
No one made drugs sound cooler than Dare.
Jim, we just need a cure. I'm going to set you up at a rehab, and I'm going to ask him just to take you off limited run games.
I mean,
the only drug PSA to me that ever worked was that one where the teenagers are sitting in the chair and their heads all deflated. And it's like, this is you when you smoke pot.
You mean it wasn't the Johnny Depp cracking the egg in the pan and cracking it and shit?
Nope.
Or, oh God, what was the girl they had do that? Oh, fuck.
Because then that makes you think like, shit, now I just want breakfast.
What was her name? Oh, she was so goddamn hot. All I wanted was drugs and to be smacked by her with the pan.
Damn it, Jim. Damn it.
See, what do they say?
Oh, Rachel Lee Cook. That's it.
Damn it,
Irony.
Jim. What a queen. And then step on my nuts and call me a piggy.
Okay, and in a complete 180 that I'm going to do on purpose, unfortunately, I found out something terrible today. The voice of Jessie and Misty from the Four Kids to Have a Pokemon unfortunately passed away today from breast cancer at the age of 46.
Dude, she was only 8 years older than me. That means when Pokemon came out, she was like a late teen, which is fucking crazy to think about.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Wait, which is awful in general. Like, rest in peace. Like, she was the voice of, like, millions of childhoods and shit like that. But also, 46, way too goddamn young.
I think she was also the voice of Jigglypuff in Smash Brothers, if I remember correctly.
I think she was just generally Jigglypuff, so I think through, like, all Pokemon media she was.
Yep. What other news-related things are there? Oh, yeah, Borderlands is a huge flop, unsurprisingly.
Oh.
4 million.
I saw that
4 million. Woo!
I think it's up to 8.8 million because of international previews, but
even China can't save it.
So let's see. I know it was carrying a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, but
I think it's at like 7% now. But
is it? Let's see.
Some actual reviewer likes Eli Roth.
So here's the biggest problem with that movie. Actually, there's many problems. One is the cast is too old and they're misplaced entirely.
That's the thing. Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis, what the fuck are you doing?
Jamie Lee Curtis actually makes sense because that character is supposed to be fairly old, I think.
Gentlemen, it's at 9%, and the audience score is at 51%, by the way.
See? Redeemed. Perfect movie.
Let's see. Oh, and the worst part is, those games rely on shock value, gore, and innuendo to actually, like, entertain people, and the movie is rated PG-13, so what can you do with it? You made the master of shock gore make a PG-13 rated video game movie that has no brand recognition or...
And no one cares about Border Shock now. It's like 10 years too late.
Border Shock?
I said, Border Shock. Oh, fuck, God.
What was that, Jim?
I quit. I give up. I'm not doing it.
No, here's the deal. They spent 110 to 120 million on a budget. And the thing I heard obviously, we're saying all this. Jim, I know you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Drewski, I'm assuming you haven't seen it yet. The thing I heard, the best case is it's trying to be a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. And
I can see that just from the trailers.
I mean, here's the deal. Like you just said, Drewski, though, if based on the games, which I played the first one and loved the shit out of, yeah, shock, gore, all the things. Like, if you're going to go down that route with Borderlands, which I would say is in the vein of Deadpool, like, you need to go a hard R with it. And I know that can fuck up ticket sales.
Racist.
But...
And the thing is, Deadpool was great.
Deadpool was amazing. And
the fact that Disney let them get away with so much was the most surprising thing about it. You figured they would be like, no, you can't do this. The only thing they said Deadpool couldn't do is do cocaine on screen.
Nerds.
Which he did in a few other ones, which is weird he didn't do. Yeah, he did it. I know he definitely did it. Was it the first one or second one where he put it under his mask and then like puffed it? I can't remember which one he did it in, but no, like I don't know. It just makes no sense how you don't go you don't go that route with this. And I know like traditionally PG-13 you're going to make more money, but like as we've said, what's it made 10 million so far? So I think there's enough of an appetite that if someone wants to go out to the theaters, if you give a raunchy enough, like gory ass movie, you can make your money back tenfold.
Well, plus
But
consider this. That 120 million was just the amount of money the studio would need to break even. They're not going to turn a profit unless they make double that.
no, not at all.
So that movie's going to be a humongous flop no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Eli
what's
Roth,
weird is
he hasn't had a good hit since Death Wish. I mean, I liked it. I like Thanksgiving. I didn't think it was great. It
isn't
was
Eli Roth
fine.
known for making really gory slasher movies though, or like
Extremely, all of his shit is extremely gory and like over. I mean, Hostels, Cabin Fever,
yeah
all
that
that. The Green Inferno, which is just a remake of the cannibal movie from fuck, what was it called?
yeah I heard no one liked the Green
Cannibal
Inferno. I don't think
Holocaust.
people like Reagan.
Yeah, yeah, it's Cannibal Holocaust for today. So all his shit is exceedingly gory, and then he decided to make Borderlands. So
It's kind of like when Rob Zombie made that Monsters reboot after doing Devil's Rejects for like 50
yeah,
years.
exactly. Like, okay, well, I mean, there hasn't been a solid. I mean, video game adaptations. They saw a nice little bump up with Last of Us on HBO, but other than that, like I feel like there hasn't been a great one. You
Well,
can
that's
argue
the
more
thing.
on
Like
that.
every video game adaptation is done like fantastically, or at least reviewed well. Like Mortal Kombat reviewed well. It did decently.
Hmm.
Sonic the Hedgehog made over $500 million, both of them.
Yeah, Super Mario, all that.
Uncharted made over $500 million somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah, I
The
don't
Last
know
of Us
that.
won all those awards. Even Twisted Metal did well enough to get 2 seasons, which is the most baffling thing of all.
Hmm.
I still need to watch that. I heard that was pretty decent.
I've heard that they've got Sweet Tooth is played by two people. They did a Darth Vader thing.
Yeah, no, it's Samoa Joe, the wrestler, who does the actual
It's
body.
Samoa
And
Joe, and then Will Arnett does the voiceover,
yeah.
which is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah.
Still though, what's most surprising is how did Halo get canceled so soon?
I heard a lot of people really liked that. Like anyone that I talked to who actually watched it was like it was better than they expected. And then yeah.
So I think a lot of people got upset for stupid reasons because obviously like they did the thing where like the character is a certain race in one adaptation, and then the next adaptation they're like, this character is Hispanic or black for some reason, when it really shouldn't matter, but a bunch of people got upset about that.
Mm.
On the internet.
And really,
You mean
like
people get
Halo
upset on
is
the internet? No way.
no, I mean, right? Everyone's so rational here.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, like Halo's got a ton of backstory. It's got like a bunch of world building that's never really explored in the video games that a TV show could have really done it justice, but I
Yeah.
guess it was just too expensive for whatever service it was on, and there wasn't enough demand for a third season. Plus, they kind of
Yeah.
ruined it by having the main character take off his helmet like two episodes into it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, it is what it is. I would say I'm shocked, but I'm not. I'm honestly not that shocked with Borderlands
So,
failing.
I'm going to posit this. The books say the main character is supposed to be like a tall, pale, redheaded guy. They should have gotten Conan O'Brien.
Obviously. It would have been 1,000 times better. And when he unmasked, no one would have been pissed.
That would have been most surprising of all. Like, what the fuck is he doing here?
That would have been glorious. It was like when, what the fuck? Michael Rappaport was like, showed up in the Amazon series as the
Fallout.
first. What the fuck is with me tonight?
What is
Fallout,
wrong with
yeah.
you?
He was in Fallout.
My brain, yeah, Fallout. That's what I meant. My brain is not braining right now. I don't know.
Your brain isn't braining right now.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. I think on that
that's
note,
what happens when you get to play the Spire Gem, and it just consumes your life.
It's true brain rot. That's what happened. I'm going to blame Slay the Spire and not 38 years of bad decisions. That is what I will say.
Yep.
All right, man.
Now,
Well,
with that, Drewski, thank you, bud. We appreciate you hopping on.
All right.
all right, we'll be
Good
talking to you, bud.
you.
Yep. Always a pleasure, man.
Yep.
All right. Todd Hader, if you are still there, I'm going to send you the invite now.
Hello.
Yo!
Yeah, can you hear me, boys?
Yes, sir.
What is good? We
I got
finally
something for
talked.
you. I got something here for you.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yeah.
Right there.
Pacifico. Delicious Mexican beer.
The beautiful Todd Howard Stan is with us, always giving us these hypotheticals.
Man, I was just coming to talk about the Borderlands, but damn, took it from me. That's all right.
I mean, you can still give your opinion. We welcome all.
I forgot it existed until today.
Until the news of its massive failure, and you didn't know about it?
And if it doesn't break 167 million, it'll do worse than Morbius. So fingers crossed.
Can
I
we
mean,
make a meme out of it though? Can we Morbin time it?
well, that's what's amazing with how much it's getting hated. I haven't seen an over abuse of memes from it yet, so I'm waiting for that cycle to come through.
I just totally forgot it existed. It's crazy to me. Didn't it come? They advertised it like years ago.
I've seen literally one commercial for it. Like I feel like they haven't advertised for shit for this one. But what I will say is there's some part of me that goes, something that gets reviewed this bad, it now is driving me. I'm of course not going to go to theaters, but I really want to see it now because I need to see for myself. Like, is it really this bad, or are people just doing what people do best and saying it's too bad? I guess we'll see. I don't know.
Right, that sounds like a
It
bonus
falls
episode.
Falls off the back of a USB drive on the floor. I'll watch it.
I mean, hey.
we are that generation. Isn't it weird how like Zoomers don't pirate anything at all?
I know. I worked with a bunch of Zoomers. They're like, "Oh no, I'm too scared to get a virus." I'm like, "What are you doing? It's an MP3 file. What are you doing?"
Well, they came in at the sweet time where everything is like, it's so unreasonably affordable to have a streaming service or buy a movie for like $1, whereas our generation was like, I'm not putting $20 out for a DVD or a whole CD. So yeah, we're going to make this more affordable and change the industry.
$40 for 2 episodes of Fully Cooley. Insane back in the early 2000s.
Oh Jesus!
What the fuck is Fully Cooley?
It's an anime. FLC.
Of course it is, Jim. God damn it, Jim.
Banging soundtrack by the Pillows. God tier.
That's right. Goddamn. Rise up.
Jim, stop it.
They're going
Just
on.
stop
I think they're going on a reunion tour. I think they're going to do some tours in the States too.
And did you see that Adult Swim made like several new seasons? And I'm like, who wants this? It's too late.
Yeah, and it was like 15, 20 years later, something like that. And I heard no one talk about it at all. So I'm assuming the worst.
Wait, I just looked this up. You're getting this hype over a thing that basically had 1 season and it was 6 episodes total?
Yes, it was perfect.
Calm your tits. Stop trying to be that guy. God.
It's kind of the perfect what do they call it? Coming
of age.
Coming of age story, yeah, but with just a banging soundtrack.
And with a lot of like at the time, like, topical references and stuff like that. It really was one of those shows, like if you were like 15 watching it, you're just like, whoa.
At least it's not 1,000 episodes like One Piece or whatever.
Jesus Christ. Drewski's still in the chat, but that poor goddamn bastard, he's a One Piece fanatic, and I don't know how he's sticking with it this friggin' long.
Oh, Jesus. Drewski just said Rick and Morty is getting an anime.
Oh, God.
Why?
They don't deserve it. The Venture Brothers get all the money.
I've never actually watched Rick and Morty, but I've heard some people be like, similar to like, back in the day when we watched Family Guy or any of it, it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. But you watch it and you've seen it. Like, it's kind of like that.
Also,
it's probably overrated, but I've never actually seen a single Rick and Morty, so I can't speak to it.
Also, like Family Guy, the
the
first 3 seasons are good, and then you don't really need to do anything after that. But I will say later
Right.
Family Guy's way
It's
more
never
watchable
watched.
than later Rick and Morty. Oops, sorry. What were you saying, Todd?
I'd say don't watch it. Don't, Brian. You're an innocent child of God. Stay away.
Yeah, you know what? It's not good enough that it's like must-watch TV. Like I don't know how it got as big as it did.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it, but it's like, do we just have this like much of a dearth of like good content these days that like something like Rick and Morty becomes the cultural zeitgeist?
I mean, is that the only true kind of adult animation show as of that's actually coming out? Like I look back in the day, we had Simpsons, we had Family Guy, like that was our shit. Like, is that just this generation's version of that?
Bri, we have Mr. Bertram.
Fuck. God damn it. You're getting a ball tap for that one. You know what? Add that to the ball tap meter. You motherfucker.
Bri, we lost the new norm. They already took it away from us even before it could start.
Listen, I would have been acceptable if you would have said the critic, but you went your way, so you're getting a ball tap.
Well, I kept it topical. The critics from fucking 35 years or 30 years ago at this point.
And it was better than anything today.
Yes, I agree. The fucking critic was amazing.
That's why you're getting a ball tap.
I do have some other gaming related news.
Go on.
We all know about Sweet Baby and how cringe it is.
Uh-huh.
That main grifter guy from that started the Steam thing, right? He was talking shit about the Yakuza TV series made by whoever. The writers were like, "Oh, we never played the games, and so we're still gonna make it." He's like, "This is unacceptable." And somebody went into his Steam profile. He has all of them and has not played any of them either.
So wait, the guy who made the Sweet Baby list, or the guy for
the guy that made the Sweet Baby list?
Oh, really? So he's just as bad as the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So wait, he was giving shit. So did Sweet Baby have something to do with that? Or was he just...
He's just hitting all the spectrums right now on the internet, and he's just like, can you believe these guys are making a TV show and they never played the game? It's like, you haven't played the games either.
Oh, so he got some clout, and then he started to go the grifter route, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's got a Patreon. He's soaking that money.
For what? For fucking what?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Make a Steam list, bro. Are you kidding me? That's like a full-time job.
He got a Patreon? Jesus Christ.
I mean, you know what? You're right. He's like the Confucius of our time, really.
Wait, by the way, I love fun fact from Drewski. John Lovitz beat the shit out of Andy Dick once. I mean, I believe anyone could beat. I mean,
no, he legitimately
Jim
did that. No, because John Lovitz's best friend was Phil Hartman, and Andy Dick got Phil Hartman's wife back on cocaine, and then she went crazy and killed him. So it's legitimately Andy Dick's fault that Phil Hartman's dead. So you know what? John Lovitz should have done more.
Damn it, Jim.
What? In Minecraft? Wait, no. Andy Dick's a fucking crackhead. He's not going to sue anyone. He can't afford it. Fuck you, Andy Dick.
Now, Brian, I'm sure you don't know who they are, but Jim, did you see when Andy Worski got Andy Dick on the Kino Casino?
I didn't see it when he had him on there. I know Andy was doing a lot of IRL streaming with Ice
Poseidon.
Ice Poseidon, yeah. But no, I didn't see when he was on the Kino Casino.
He was just blasted on everything and talking about sexual things with men. He's like, "You're not recording this, right?" They're like, "Oh, no, of course." It just threw him right under the bus.
Dude, how bad do you have to be for PPP to be the less degenerate gay guy on your show?
By the way, so I just looked at Worski. Wasn't he the guy who got his ass whooped in a boxing match or something?
About 4 seconds in, yeah.
Yep. Salt Poppy?
He showed up.
Hey, he showed up.
Like Tonka.
Fucking goddamn Tonka fucking bitching out. That ruined his career. That was fucking amazing.
But here's the deal. You can't even say he showed up. At this point, you can say that about Boogie. And if you're on the same level as him as just showing up counts, you can't even say.
No. In fairness to Worski, like Salt Poppy has actually been like training in boxing like most of his life. So like he was legitimately like had some skill like really before going into it. Where Worski like he just trained for a couple months before that fight. Where Boogie and Wings is just
Jim,
two fatty fat
Jim,
guys.
are you talking?
Can you not hear me?
Uh-oh.
No, you had Worski's balls in your mouth. Can you say that again?
God!
Oh, Jesus.
I love my Canucks. I can't help it.
See what I did there?
That was good. You suckered me in, you son of a bitch.
Jim, you do need to stop sucking him off, though. I mean, he lost. He
Yes,
lost.
he got his ass kicked. Like, no one's
Yeah.
disputing that.
I mean, Boogie lasted longer than him, is all I'm going to say.
Well,
Oh, that fight was so good where they had to tape his pants on him.
oh, God, it was beautiful. I love this Boogie arc. It is the most entertaining he's ever been.
I know nothing of it. I just see
yeah,
the shit you
watch it,
post and then wait, so we just took Hunt. That was my mistake. I'll take responsibility for his tangent where we went to John Lovett's Andy Dick. So Todd Hayter, bring us back on track. Where were we before I took us on this tangent?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm still sucking Andy Worski off over here, so don't mind me.
We know you are. I enjoyed the fence-sitting saga of Boogie. Is he even fence-sitting, or is he still just lying to everyone?
I don't think any fence could hold that man up.
Not even steel ones. Reinforced even.
Damn it, Jim.
God, he even lied about his apology. He even lied about the tattoo on his face.
Wait, what? He didn't get a tattoo?
No, that was like a henna tattoo. It was already like fucking like wiping off and shit like that.
Bitch.
I actually kind of respect that little bit of trolling back at the people, though. I'm like, you know what? Good for you, Boogie. You may have lied about having cancer, but you know what? You still got a little bad spark in you.
So this is Jim, everyone.
Hey, I'm right there with him. I'm terminally online, as they say.
How does that not just eat away at your soul? Is my question.
Well, I'm too deep down, and the only thing you can do is keep digging, right? Eventually, I'll hit the other side of the earth.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, when Jim puts up a topic, and when I have to like figure out, all right, who the fuck are these people he's talking about? I have to dig down in the hole. I have to watch video. Like I end up watching videos. So I can be caught up. And
you're welcome.
There is something very high school drama-ish about all of it, and you're like, ooh, I want to see what he said about this. Who's this? Who's this person? Oh, he brought in this person's girlfriend. What did she say about that? Like, you find out these whole like little stories, and I can totally get how you can get sucked down this rabbit hole. But my God, the amount of people that it drives me crazy. That's like, you actually are taking sides with people you don't know at all, and like you act like you really care. That's where it's like it's too far for me. Just stand back, observe, and be like, this is all dumb shit. But don't be like, oh man, this one's the good guy. This one's a bad. It's like, come on, man. No, they're all losers.
Carl from WATP has the right idea when he says observe and report. Like, you don't have to get involved. It's fine. When you get involved, that's when you make mistakes.
My wife, I'll start telling her about this. She's like, your autism's going off. Stop.
Oh, dude, I gave up trying to explain shit to my wife ages ago. Now the only time, like, she'll come to me with something she sees on TikTok, and she's like, have you heard of Girth Master? And I'm like, yeah. But besides that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to stop.
I don't even want to know.
You have to listen to yourself, and you're like, oh my God, what am I talking about? No one cares about this.
No, you don't get it. Ethan Ralph was on stream, and he got punched in the face, and then he lost his kid, and then he flew to Mexico, and all right, I'm going to stop now.
Yeah, I tried to explain IBS once to people, and then I'm like, oh my God, I sound insane. But I don't want to
irritable bowel syndrome?
Internet blood sports.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah,
and now, just like the chat just said, the Girth Master needs to be the villain in Orgasmo 2.
Yes, he does.
Can I just assume the name Girth Master means what it means? Do I even... no, I already know I don't want to know, but what the fuck? Damn it, Jim.
Ask your wife. She already knows from mine. It's the size of a wine bottle, Brian. Let's just put it that way.
Jesus.
It is impressive.
Well, I don't want to take more time. I'm sure somebody else wants to jump in here. I just want to say one last thing.
Go on.
We had the baby shower 2 days ago, and we'll be having a kid in less than 3 weeks, and I'm pretty scared.
Yo, congrats. That is awesome. Don't be scared. As it's intimidating as shit. take it day by day, enjoy it, and know that you're not alone in thinking like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, this and that, but it'll all work out. It trust me, you're gonna lose tons of sleep and you're like, what the fuck? But enjoy the little moments. They go by fast, and congrats, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, and I let the wife listen to the one where I asked the question. I'm like, I'm gonna bring my Switch, and you guys are, dude, don't do that.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? She's like, well, I can play the Switch. So she's kind of down with it, but we'll see what actually happens in the moment.
Oh, she'll be in no mood to play the Switch.
Yeah.
She sounds like a good woman, don't get me wrong, especially saying something like that, but she's
Putting up with me, yeah.
No, I love her optimism, but yeah, when sleep deprived and everything hits you, she may want the Switch, but if she looks over after you're well rested and you're playing the Switch, you're gonna catch hell. So yeah.
Oh, dude,
save yourself the fight. I'll say that.
All right, boys. I've always wanted to say this. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you for your time.
First time, long time. Our first time, long time. Yes.
Thank you, bud. We really appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
right,
take care, man.
I'm gonna keep listening. So.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
And congrats again, dude. See ya.
Thank you, my friend.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud.
All right, actually, Brian, I'm going to change the SD card of my thing. Anyone else in the chat right now, if you want to hop on, just hit request to speak. And if not, we'll probably wrap this up in a little bit. So, but yeah, we'll gladly bring everyone else in there too. But I got to change my SD card in my camera real quick.
Hello.
Yo, what's going on? How you been, man?
Oh, what's good, fellas?
It has been a
while.
long
time no talk, man.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's kind of weird thinking that being a guest on you guys' show, like about what 2 years ago, that was the first like broadcast anything that I did that didn't involve one of my own crappy videos.
Really?
Oh no, we love your videos.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad we could be the ones who gently pop your cherry.
No, that's pretty. It's special. I'll never forget that you guys were gentle.
Yeah.
I only cried
Jim,
a little
just
bit during.
watch.
And for anyone who wants to check that out, that is way back in Power Hour 112. God damn.
Holy smokes.
So how you been, man? What's new with you, man? How's everything been going?
Oh, it's been going good. I'm just now getting back in the groove of just loving life again. Just mostly packing up a lot of my stuff because I'm gonna move for the first time in about 28 years.
Where are you moving to, bud?
I've lived in the same house for like 28 years. Built up a wall of video games and a bunch of nerdy shit, and now I've got to find a way to get all this stuff in boxes.
Dude, moving your game room is the fucking worst part. It is a nightmare. You just will have box after box and look around and go, what the hell have I done?
Right, because like if there's anything I've learned in the midst of this is when you first start putting stuff together to like move, you're thinking, oh well, this will be easy. I know where everything is and I know where every place goes. And halfway when you've torn your room apart, you're like, what have I been buying?
Have you gotten to the I have this portion of your packing yet?
Yes, I actually found. Oh my god, this is taking me back, and this actually sucks that I don't have pictures from my early 20s. I went through this goth phase where I bought a bunch of shit from Hot Topic in like the mid 2000s. I had the big Junko pants, I had mesh shirts. I pretty much looked like a black Jeff Hardy.
Nice. And you don't have any photo evidence of this?
I've got one photo. It's me with my then girlfriend, now wife, sitting on a park bench, and I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z club shirt. This is like 2001.
Wait, Mike. Are you telling me that as a black man you own a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt?
Yeah, shocking, right?
Weird. Go on.
So like black guys and like Dragon Ball Z, it like meshes the same way that, well, black guys in old Bruce Lee movies back in 1995.
When you're right, you're right.
It was like, yeah, so like Uber
You
nerd.
need to
I'm
send
actually
us
gonna,
this picture, by the way. I want to see it.
I've got to look through it. I know I've got it somewhere in like my Facebook history. It's back. It's in my back catalogs. And I wish I'd taken more back. I had like a foot long afro that I permed out. And I look like the biggest freaking goofball on the planet. And I'm actually growing my hair back out again because I'm going to perm it again because I'm 41, so midlife crisis.
Wait, dude. So you with your Jenkos and your fucking afro going, did you look like Meng in like 1998 WCW?
Yes.
Ah!
God damn it, Jim.
And actually,
Really?
you'll
Just Meng. That's your only reference? Fuck.
look, I watched a Meng match from like 2001 going against Hernandez on like fucking Velocity, the most random match ever, and I was like, I have Meng on the mind. Old Jenko Meng with the big fro.
So I think my favorite thing about Ming matches is like I remember a match that he and the Barbarian had with the Outsiders, and Kevin Nash at that point in time, he didn't really sell much for anyone. Nash sold for Ming.
Oh, you don't not sell for Ming, or you don't walk away with a fucking nose.
Right. Like he will beat the piss out of you. And like the stories about how dudes respected them and the Steiner brothers, like they're just guys that you didn't want to mess with back in the locker room.
Oh yeah,
See,
no,
you guys always refer to him as Meng. He'll always be Haku for me. Always.
That's King Haku, Brian.
He
Show some
didn't
respect.
become King Haku till later, Jim.
Well, it was like a year later. It was
Yeah.
almost immediate.
Pretty much.
Well,
Because he did
it was the period before Jim.
back and forth.
So, Mike, you have some plugging to do, especially since the last time you were on. Why don't you tell the people out there about good old Game Fix?
Yes, Game Fix Show is the site that I've been working for them for about 5 years. Generally write a lot about entertainment news, gaming stories. I'm a pretend journo now, and every week I write my retro reboot. I'll take a look at a retro game, kind of getting close to modern games. I've actually snuck some PS3 and Wii U games in there. Because I consider them retro at this point. And every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern time, we stream our live shows. It's me, Spano, and Verlaine, and we just shoot the shit for about 90 minutes. And if you wanted to support a Patreon, we've got like a we have an animated GIF up there, so support the show monetarily if you wish. But the podcast is always free, and it's and the support is appreciated.
As we're talking, I just put the link in our chat, so that'll be both on our site and for anyone listening, check out Mike's blog. And it's funny, I see posted as of today, you talk about the thing we talked about. The PUBG publisher Krafton reaches deal with Microsoft to acquire Tango Games.
Yeah, that story made me happy. I'm actually glad that both Todd and Drewski had brought it up. It sucks that Microsoft gutted their only Japanese studio. Because that was always something that Microsoft had wanted to try to do, even throughout the Xbox 360 era, is to try and branch out into Japan. They never really did. They even looked at the Xbox One as just like a glorified DVD player. And they buy up Tango Gameworks, and they're a talented studio who were always seem to be caught in like bad luck. like the Evil Within, it was pretty much kind of like a mesh of like Resident Evil and a Silent Hill. Uh, and the first game was a little bit flawed. Like it played fine, but it kind of felt like a little bit of a gimped Resident Evil 4. Evil Within 2, on the other hand, a vast improvement in like every conceivable metric. I loved the kind of sub-open world that you had. There was a lot to explore. The story's more thought out. And it looked like they were probably going to plan a part 3. But before that game launched, there was like a data breach, and free copies of the game ended up in like digital formats, and the game was practically stolen. And I figured once that happened,
Really?
yeah, and as a result of that, I felt that they were kind of always on the they're always on like the precipice as to whether or not Microsoft would continue having them as like a part of Bethesda.
So just
Did
like
not
bad
know
luck
all
after
that.
bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was like Ghostwire Tokyo, which I personally enjoyed. I need to go back to it. But it's a weird psychedelic action game. It's probably too Japanese for like Western audiences with a lot of the themes that it's carrying, because I think people expected it to be a little more like survival horror, but it's not. It's like a hyper fast paced action game.
I think I saw that game on Game Pass, or I don't know if I have it or something, but just this is strictly from the cover and from not even opening the game. I was like, I got Fury vibes from it.
That's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, like I saw the aesthetic and everything. I was like, kind of looking like Fury to me, and that son of a bitching game. So yeah, I can see what you mean.
It's a little bit too bad. And then there's of course like Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was awesome. If there was one thing that I'd wondered about the game, since it's using like copywritten music, how long will that like hold up? Like contract and rights usage wise, because if there was one thing that I'd always wanted to like a video about, would be like Donkey Konga, but it's got a lot of licensed music in, so my channel would get copyright stricken into oblivion.
I feel like when a video game or a movie, when they buy licensings for games, it's a little different. I think it's in perpetuity, because you can't expect like a game to just, it'd be like Guitar Hero. You know, figure everything there is licensed music, right? So I feel like once they buy it, they have the right for it to play forever. So it should be safe, I'd imagine, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah. And now I guess since Crafton, they kind of rake in a good deal of dough since they've got mobile games, and mobile games as live services will generally keep a company afloat. And Tango, I think it was mentioned about Callisto Protocol. Tried playing that one a bit, and I see where they were going with trying to make it a spiritual successor to Dead Space. But I don't know. There was something lacking about it, and I couldn't quite peg what it was.
I'm right there with you. Like I played it from the graphically great, sound, voice acting great. It was, I don't know if it was just too samey, if there was a little bit too much, it was almost too linear for its own good. And while I do appreciate a linear game, like I felt like it was a little too much of that. Yeah, I don't know. I love my horror games. I love all that shit. But at the end of the day, I don't even know how many hours in I was before I was like, okay, I'll come back to this, and just never did. So,
yeah, it just sits on the perpetual back burner. And I love when like developers will like leave a major studio, or they just want to go do something on their own. It's generally, I want to go create ideas on my own, and then they leave and they just make the exact same game that they were known for.
Exactly. Yeah. Gotta know kind of how your bread is toasted. Chambers, are you playing Slay the Spire?
I'm not playing Slay the Spire.
Are you clashing?
I was not clashing. God damn.
I know you, you son of a bitch. Don't act like those were odd questions.
Not like it's out of the realm of possibility, but no, I was not.
I actually do want to play excuse me, I stuttered terribly. The Slay the Spire tabletop game. I heard they were getting a tabletop spinoff, and my wife was interested in that.
Did that actually release? I don't know. I know that it exists. I don't know if it actually came out. I have to look into that.
I think it's because I know it was a Kickstarter. I think it met its stretch goals, and I think it is available for pre-order, but does not have an official release date yet.
Yeah, that's
so our
that's always
chat
fucky.
says Slay the Spire does have a board game.
No shit.
Drewski said yeah. So
I
and
have
he
to dabble.
said Callisto was supposed to be a PUBG horror game, but the aesthetic made them switch the idea. PUBG horror game would be very interesting. It would be tough, very tough to pull off, but like I said, I love when they try to do crazy shit.
Yeah, like even I think there's a bunch of like sub modes in Fortnite that are a little bit different from the main game, and I haven't gone back to Fortnite in a while, but I've seen my nephew play them, and it looks fascinating. It's like
Before we got on tonight, my son had me so obsessed, so I do all the the major quests for him because he's still learning. Like even though he's been able to get battle royales, before we played, I got a game where I came in 4th, and then a game where I came in 2nd, and like that's the thing. I play so infrequently where like when I'm playing it, I'm not saying Fortnite's easy. I'm just saying like I don't know, like compared to PUBG where it's like if I could get a top 10 or top 5, it was like, oh man, this is awesome. But I see the appeal of Fortnite. Like a perfect example is they still have like the X-Men aesthetic.
The appeal is grooming,
available.
as we all know from Dr. Disrespect.
It is not Smash Brothers, Jim. Hold your tits. But in the game,
right.
so you can have the X-Men stuff, and like one of the powers you pick up is Magneto powers. So you can like laying metal at people or like hold up a shield. And I'm sorry, there's something fun about that. And every time they have a chapter thing, like they've done Star Wars, they've done Fallout, they have these specialty powers associated with these major IPs. So I see it, man. I don't know how they get all the licenses. I mean, making $1 billion a year or whatever they make, I'm sure helps. But if you have a license and it ends up in there, yeah, I get it. So my son he spends more time playing like created game modes than he even does a regular game because I didn't realize how many goddamn created game modes there are. So it can be fun. I'll just say that.
Yeah. It's like this because I'm in a bunch of those Facebook game groups, and a lot of them have that get off my lawn mentality. It's like Fortnite isn't the game of a generation. Yes, it is. It
is.
Yeah, just stop. We know it. It is. It's the biggest game ever. Just shut up. It was Minecraft, and then it was Fortnite. Like, just stop.
Hey.
I mean, my son always he's like, Dad, what's better, Call of Duty or Fortnite? I'm like, Call of Duty. He's like, no. I'm like, it is. I said, but you got to have more skill to play Call of Duty. But like at the end of the day, I can acknowledge Fortnite, like Minecraft. Yeah, it's the game.
Red bricks in Minecraft. Or no, brown
bricks.
Yeah.
I
make brown bricks in Minecraft. I do that way too good.
You do that way too well. Jesus Christ. All right, man. I think we got to get some
I love it.
More people in here too. So, Mike, one more time.
Right.
Do some plugs. Get everything out there. Where can people find you?
Right. Gamefixshow.com. Follow our channel. We host live every Wednesday. Sometimes we'll do some game nights. Like last week, Ohio got hit by a tornado, so we weren't able to do a show, so we just live stream some games. So that happens every now and then. And my YouTube channel, Burned Retinas, I pretty much do a retro review channel from like 2009. That's essentially what it is. I have been evolving it with like some more toy reviews, and I'm actually working on a big project that involves Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. I fucking hate this game, and I'm making myself play it again because I was originally recording off of a DVD recorder, and I lost the footage because
God.
Yeah. That was like 30 hours of corrupted footage, and now I've got to play the whole game over again.
Well, cheers. Thank you, Mike, and be sure to check him out. He's been a guest on our podcast, as we said. Make sure subscribe to him, give him some love, and follow his follow Game Fix, which I put the link in our thing below.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Hell yeah, man.
Take care, buddy. See ya.
All right, later.
All right, Chambers. So now we got Ms. Dow Jones, Industrial Suplex.
Yep. All right, Ms. Dow. And yeah, what do you call it? Anyone in the chat right now? I had the pleasure of meeting Mike at our buddy Travis Hibicki from the Reset Button at his wedding. So absolute doll baby. So definitely go and make sure and check him out. Ms. Dow, you're getting the invite right now.
Stop using the term doll baby.
He's a doll baby.
Stop it.
He's a beautiful little bitch. Yes, Chris, we'll get you in next.
And you hear me?
Yes, yo,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
Hello, welcome.
What's going on, man?
buddy?
Welcome to your show.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you for having us.
Not much, just putting in the different things that I can put into Chat GPT to see what it knows about Jim. See if it digs up any skeletons in his closet.
I was surprised by the lack of crust.
Just right. Is Jim Napoleon a blub blub? And see what pops out of that.
Well, do not put that into the goddamn AI atmosphere.
Put it in.
No.
Please.
Well, if you do ask it what is Jim's Krusty Corner, it does give you, it is a segment featured on the Patreon page of Drink a Beer, Play a Game. The content in this segment often includes Jim's personal takes and humorous insights on various gaming topics and cultural references, often with a comedic and irreverent style. These posts are exclusive to Patreon members and cover a range of topics from video game discussions to pop culture commentaries.
You know what?
Yeah, it's not really a range, so I'll correct chat.
AI redeemed. It is perfect. Wow, what an age we live in.
Just Jim Napoleon is a blub blub. That's all I'm saying.
No, god damn it.
Do it.
Brian, don't dox me like I doxed
Jim,
myself at the end of every video.
I feel your pain on mobile games and them shutting down, because I have been playing Marvel Strike Force now since its inception. And it is getting to a point that it is going to be shutting down soon because the money grab and the cash grab that is going on in this game. And I will be so sad when it finally does shut down with the amount of money that I've put into this game.
So let me ask you. Okay, so I asked Jim about this. So there's been, I don't know what game it was. There's probably one game where I was like, you know what, like I'm really obsessed with this. So I bought whatever, the diamond pack, the whatever specialty thing. I used to be super obsessed with the Simpsons like city builder game, but I got Jim into that Marvel card game. What was that called, Jim?
It was like Clash of Heroes or something like that.
Something like that. But like, yeah, so my question, I asked Jim this before, but I'm gonna ask you, Ms. Dow, is like, so it's really just a test of your patience at the end of the day, right? Like, because you could, in theory, unlock everything. But I think all of us are just like, oh man, if I just buy this thing that can escalate, and instead of waiting 4 hours for this, it happens instantly. Is that where you end up spending the most money, or how do you end up spending the most money on these mobile games?
Yeah, it's usually that and unlocking characters, especially in like this game, because of the way you have to keep up. Especially like once you're high enough level and you're at the end game, you do kind of have to keep up a little bit, and it can hinder your performance just being a free to play player. You can do pretty much everything in this game being free to play. There are content creators that do free to play guides and things like that, but it does give you that little bit of a leg up in terms of sometimes the newest teams are the ones that you really need to get to that next level or do the next raids that you have to do. But I think the biggest thing about these games is just the time commitment. Like They have put in
Yeah.
quality of life things into this game because you're constantly raiding. You're having to do the blitzes. You're having to, now they've added a crucible mode where you're not worried about your team and your alliance. It's you doing basically war stuff by yourself. So I think that's where I spend most of the money, is just trying to unlock characters.
Yeah, and by the way, Drewski just said Marvel Snap. That was the game, Jim.
No, it was not Marvel Snap. It was before Marvel Snap. I
No,
saw
that's
him
the
with that too.
successor. Yeah, that's the new successor.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvel Snap's the new hotness. It's been
is-
for a while, but no, our game was before that.
And Snap is designed so that you can't just jump in and buy your way to the top. That's how they advertise
get you
it.
with that shit. No, but you're right, absolutely. Like the time sink, like this stupid game that I got obsessed with. It's like called like. So I play a Royal Match, which is like a puzzle game, and then Gold and Goblins, like some stupid ass game. Those are my time sinks, which is why I was actually, when Jim mentioned Slay the Spire, I'm always kind of down. A game I used to play the shit out of was it was an Evil Dead mobile game where it was kind of a tower defense and side scroller, but they fucking got rid of it. And we talk about these games that got rid of, and it drives me crazy because I wanted to do a whole review of Evil Dead games, and I went to like, oh, maybe I can pull, like I figured out a way I can screen share it and pull that. Yeah, it's not available anymore. So my only method would be like pulling footage from other people have uploaded to YouTube. So I totally get, like, it sucks. You sink this money into these mobile games and they have the highest probability of going away one day.
I have sunk 1,540 days into this game.
Oh,
You were about to say dollars. Jesus Christ. I was like,
no,
Jesus.
No.
1,500.
I actually honestly wish I could look at Clash of Clans and see how much time I've put into that. There's no way to see that right now as far as I know, but I would, God, I'd be scared to see what that number would be.
Right,
I did quit for like a year and a half and then came back because a friend of mine was like, yo, I've been playing this game. And I'm like, yo, I used to play that game. Let's play again. And he drugged me back in. He pulled me back in.
Dude, that's what happened to me with Pokemon Snap. Like, I was out of it for like a good 2 years. And then a buddy of mine, we took our kids to the zoo. And while we're there, he's like, oh, I'll just hit some stops. Why not? And I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't touched that in a while. And then it's been like 4 years straight now of just straight playing every goddamn day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll do that to you.
Wait, 1,500 days. So I'm still stuck on that. Hold on. So that's 36,000 hours. So how long has the game been out?
I want to say since like 2017, 2018, something like that.
So this is
right now. I've played almost 4.21 years.
Yeah, so that's my point. Is like that must be the only game you really hit up, like when it's time to take a shit, or if it's before bed, or you just have chill time. That must be your go-to all the time. Like you clearly probably have zero time for any other mobile game on your phone.
Definitely not Slay the Spire as much as Jim does, but I mix in other things like I jumped on the vampire survivors bandwagon. Like I maxed that all out.
Nice.
And then I have certain games that my kids play on my phone, like Arch Hero and some other. I was really sad to find out that Mighty Doom, they closed Mighty Doom down. Oh. Mighty Doom was such a fun game. It was just like Arc Hero, and I think the game studio went out of business or something, so they ended up closing the servers down for that whole game. But that was such a fun game.
Brewski said, I play Custer's Revenge. Get on my level.
The true man, the true king. But dude, to your point about Vampire Survivors, like I was really deep into that for a while about 2 years ago. And I guess I misclicked something on the mobile version. Like I was trying to fill out the entire thing and 100% it. And I guess one of those like after game things, they're like, oh, do you want this? And I said no. And then it like never came back. And I was like, wait, can I just never fill this thing out now? Like, what the fuck?
Well, they've added new content. You can unlock new characters in Vampire Survivors if you haven't jumped back on lately. It's like 4 or 5 new characters.
I 100% it on both my phone and Xbox, so I haven't played it in quite a while.
Yeah, they've added DLC to it now too.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, Jim, it sounds like you have a new goal: 1,500 days on Slay the Spire. But no, Jim, I bet your Clash, you play that shit like ridiculously. Like, talk about an addiction. The amount you play that, I bet you're pretty high up there.
I bet. I'm gonna Google and see if there's a way to see time spent on Clash of Clans. Now, there's this game called Try Not to Come that I play, and oh my god, does that suck you in?
You lose every time, and it only takes 20 seconds. What are you talking about?
I still win by the end.
Damn it!
He's thinking about Girthmaster when he plays that game.
Oh god, just sitting there going, "Why not me? Why not me?"
I'm so terrified to like just even type that in, but like there's a part of me that's like, I have to know, but I don't want to type it in.
Just ask your wife; she knows.
But don't look up Buck Angel either. That one's kind of a mind fuck.
Oh, well, now I have to. I haven't even heard of this one yet.
Fuck! I'm sure I'll just get it sent to me by Jim now.
What was that? Buck Angel, you said?
Buck Angel, yes.
All right.
He's a porn star.
Oh wait, I think I've seen this guy
Wait
before.
for this.
Damn it, Jim! Damn it!
Oops.
You are way too. Damn it!
Look, Bri, you just spend some time on the internet. Things happen. I don't know. I'm the victim here.
No, things don't happen, Jim. I think certain things happen with you.
Yeah, things happen.
His computer just automatically types these things into the search bar. It just happens.
That goddamn AI just filled things out for me, and then stuff popped up. I can't help it.
Chinese hackers.
Brian, if I can quote the Leonardo DiCaprio classic, The Aviator, wave of the future, Brian. Wave of the future.
Jim, you're more Leonardo DiCaprio from What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Damn it.
See what I did there?
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Do I gotta give you the bath like Johnny Depp did?
Damn it. Well, there's some Patreon content to bring the people in.
That's for the OnlyFans page that Jim hasn't told you about, where you give him a bath on OnlyFans.
Oh.
And I feel like a baby
I have
seal
my
the whole
limit,
time.
sir. God damn it. No, but Ms. Dow, thank you, bud. We appreciate you hopping on with us. I think we got Chris in the chat.
Hey, Ms. Dow, you have anything to plug before you go?
Yep.
Not really. Just drink a beer, play a game, join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, that's it.
You beautiful bastard. You.
Okay. Thank you, bud. Cheers, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Have a great night, guys.
You too. All right, Chris.
All right, Chambers.
Sending you the invite. All right, so Chris will basically be it because it's getting late and we have work. So, yeah, no, thank you to all everyone who's hopped in. Chris, you're getting the invite now.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Up, Chris?
Glad to be off of work. Wasn't a bad day per se, but just glad to be home.
Dude, even good days, it's still, you just walk through the door and just go, ah.
Yes. Oh, Brian, now ever since I have you here, last time I chatted with Jim, I asked him this question. Do you think your lives would have been any different if y'all would have been friends earlier? Like, say y'all met in like the 4th grade or whatnot and were friends from then till now? Because Jim answered, and he thought, he gave what your perception or how you would have answered it, but I'm kind of curious.
Would it have been different? I guess it depends, right? Like, obviously, Jim and I, since college, we can undebatably say we are much closer than even we were in college.
Yeah.
If we were much younger, I always look at it like it depends. Like, were we like more peripheral, like once in a while hanging out, or hanging out every day? Because of course, if it was hanging out every day, we would have ultimately influenced each other more. He probably would have gotten laid much earlier in life, not been so goddamn dorky. So yeah, I would have probably helped change him for the best.
Brian, you're looking at peak male perfection right here, so don't fuck with the good thing.
Like I would have been like, what the fuck you doing with those tube socks all the time? Get rid of those glasses. Like, shit like that. Like, don't wear the spike collar around your throat. Don't do shit like that.
Shit, I forgot to talk to Mike about how I didn't break up with the girl for an extra month because I wanted to get my spikes back that I bought at Hot Topic. That'll be a story for another day.
But the reality is, like, it also would have been completely dependent, like in reality, where the area I grew up versus the area Jim grew up was drastically different. So had I grown up near Jim, I would have been different. If Jim grew up near me, I bet he would have been a lot different. So I think that was the biggest difference between me and Jim growing up.
So pretty much y'all met at like the perfect time, pretty much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the thing where they say everything happens for a reason. So
yep, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. Growing up, Jim and I, like, we've talked about what we did as younger kids, and we had similar experiences, but like we definitely had also very different like music taste, everything was very different. And in my grade school years, like the only reason I ended up going to the same high school as him is the one I was gonna go to. That shit would have led me down probably a different path too. Like I ended up at the same high school as him for multiple reasons. And Drexel, it was just a freak thing where we both knew the same chick from high school. We ended up on a project team together, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Because I live with my best friend. Him and I have been friends since like 4th grade. So that's like over 30 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're pretty close. And what have y'all been playing lately?
So me, I just mentioned at the beginning, I've been doing a lot of Fortnite, but I'm like 2 levels away from beating Serial Cleaner, and I've been fucking around with Super Metroid, trying to go through and finish that one off. I have a lot of games right now in the flux of like, I'd say 2 or 3 hours of beating each of them. And then when I'm done, I don't know what the hell I'm going to play. I kind of got to decide. But yeah, that and Call of Duty. I've been getting back into that a little bit. So.
How about you, Jim?
Well, as we've been talking about basically all night, just an insane Slay the Spire addiction that I have going on right now. I goddamn, do I owe these Patreon reviews? So I will, like, I'm going to put it on hold. I'm just going to start it on Postal 2 to finally be able to do that port video. So yeah, we'll get that done. But yeah, Slay the Spire just has its hooks in me so goddamn hard. I've been this addicted to a game since probably XCOM 2 a couple years ago. And,
wow.
And luckily, I didn't pay for the mobile port of XCOM 2 because it probably would have been even worse than it wound up being. Like, I put 80 to 100 hours in on the Switch. So that doesn't have the convenience of, like, taking a shit at work and doing a couple levels like I can do in Slay the Spire, too. So, yeah, it's got the hooks in me deep.
I've been playing I got a PlayStation Classic for my birthday a couple years ago, and it has, like, a whole crap ton of games on it. And one of the games I'm playing right now is called Slayers. It's a translated version for the Super Famicom. It never came to the States, obviously. And it's a fun little RPG. I'm like really close to beating it, but I'm just kind of grinding levels just for the hell of it, And y'all definitely need to see the new Beverly Hills Cop. I know I've said it once before, but it was fucking funny.
Was it? Yeah. So yes. I'm afraid of all these random 80s movies that they're like trying to bring back.
No. You definitely need to check it out. You and Jim would like it. Yeah, because it's hilarious. Better than the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, part 3 was all right, but definitely check it out when you get a chance.
3 is a bit of a mess. And actually, real quick, so Drewski in the chat, he had mentioned, I missed it like about a minute ago. I made them play the greatest game of all time. So his Patreon request was for us to do Shadow the Hedgehog. So now there's actually a Shadow the Hedgehog like fan page on Twitter that they're going to make a YouTube channel where they go and like review everyone's reviews of that. So they reached out and they're like, "Hey, do you mind if I use your video for a video?" I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. Yeah, go ahead." So Drewski's making history across YouTube thanks to that video for us.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, you had extreme hate for it. I was like, yeah, it's fine. But you also, I forget if in that video you also mentioned that you feel it's better than, like, I know you've said your point very clearly that it's better than what, Sonic Superstars?
No, Sonic Adventure 2. See, I didn't play
Adventure 2.
I didn't play that until after Shadow. So when in the Shadow review, I just went, it's so close to being good, but it's a mess. Whereas now, if I had played Sonic Adventure 2 first, I would have been like, well, at least it's one bad play style you play the whole time and not fucking 3. So, yeah, I would much rather play Shadow any day over Sonic Adventure 2. Fuck that game.
I mean, at the end of the day, Shadow is, it was a product of its time, and you can't argue with how much replayability you have. It's even more than Slay the Spire, some would say.
Son, don't you dare, you godless whore.
Jim, does Slay the Spire have 10 endings? Just answer me that.
Yeah, you got me there.
If I ever join y'all's Patreon, I'll have y'all review like NBA Jam Tournament Edition or something like that. Going back to y'all's roots.
Yeah, fucking Jim up in it. Even though, like, I've said many times, I was a kid, I played all the sports. I suck at sports video games. My brother whooped my ass relentlessly. And somehow, Jim is the only person I've been able to beat consistently every time we try a new sports game together.
Yeah, every day's a blessing.
I'm sure Jim wins every once in a while, though. I mean, you can't just constantly beat him the whole entire time.
I won a 10-yard fight.
10-yard fight. He one time beat me in that over a couple games. He's whooped my ass in Typing of the Dead. He's way better in Street Fighter. He's way better in Mario Kart. Fighting games, he's usually, even in Mortal Kombat, in most cases where I'm going to be better than him, he holds his own. Like, fighting games, he's good at, for the most part. But, yeah, for some reason, every sports game, NES, Super Nintendo, and Genesis, we tried out. I would beat him, like, every single time.
It made no goddamn sense. You think law of averages, at least, I would have my due at least once. Fuck.
Oh, like that one buzzer beater, Brian, you had against Jim in a fucking round ball, or it was an NES game or NES basketball game, and it was a clean shooting. I think a round ball. I think.
It might have been.
I'm trying to think. The NES basketball games. No, I feel like I know what you're saying.
Thank you for making me relive this memory. This is wonderful.
Oops. That's it. Thank you, Ms. Dow. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. My favorite one was when we did the Patreon, or it wasn't even Patreon. Did we do it for Yokoi?
Yokoi kids when we did golf?
Golf, because I
held your goddamn dick through that whole goddamn thing.
No, all you told me was, here's the club you got to use, because I don't.
That's
know
very important. That's extremely important. That is holding your dick.
But the execution of the shots, I perfected, and I beat you in it, and you were so mad. My favorite part, I rewatched that the other day.
Good. Use a driver in the sand trap next time. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all of you.
No. My favorite part was we were at the end of it, and you're like, I'm like actually doing the calculations. You're like, you won, didn't you? You're like, you sat back all pissed off. You're like, fuck you. I know you won.
I'm not drinking anything, by the way.
You should be. You just got off work. You need to enjoy a beverage or two. Or 5.
Oh, no, I don't want to be like that last time. Oh, God, that was so stupid of me. Remember that big old bottle I showed y'all?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Texas alcoholic tea. I was like, oh, God. Yeah. I just...
Especially when you have those boozy teas, they go down way too quickly.
Yeah, and it was just... Yeah, I was just drinking them up, and the toilet was my friend that night.
That's part of life. That's the enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm like, now if I were to get another tea, twisted tea or whatever, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I had a few I had a lot of tea parties back in the early like 2010s, and yeah, after a while you're just like, you can't even touch the shit anymore.
I have some buzz balls though, but I don't know if they're good or not because they've been in the fridge for a couple of years.
Ooh,
Have y'all heard of those?
Go on, bro.
No, I was gonna say I think I've had them like once or twice, but yeah, I would say if you say when you said years, I'm just gonna go ahead and say even beer. Like I have beer from last October. Like I still have pumpkin beers. I know when I crack them motherfuckers, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. But those buzz balls, years, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say they're probably not any good.
Fucking missed out. Go and drink them on stream. No.
Jim, we're gonna go through all of mine and yours old beers. Dude, I told Jim we go to this one random ass antique it's not even I guess it's a thrift store, but like
well, it's long gone now.
No, it's not gone. I'm talking about the one where you introduced me to the antiques shit.
Oh, that place. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I go in there and they have like fucking random cans of beer from like the 70s.
Holy
And I'm like, yeah, this is I don't know if it's safe to drink these, but like there's part of me that wants to try it. But also they're sitting in these and this antique shop is so warm, like they don't have AC at all. I'm like, these cans can't be any good.
Dude, it's pure mold in there, I'm sure.
I'm always tempted to be like, you know, kind of channel our inner LA beast and be like, have a nice day, and then puke all over the place when we try to have a beer.
Come for the mold, stay for the lead poisoning.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard of Jason's Deli?
No.
Jeez, no.
I don't think we have them around us.
Well, we have them in Texas. Do you know what a muffalata sandwich is? Have you heard of one?
I'm gonna guess it's something in a muffin.
No, it's like a really big sandwich that you cut into like fourths, and like it has like various ingredients. Well, Jason Deli sells them, but like in like, you know, fourths or whatever. So when I was in my early 20s, I tried to eat a whole one. It was a big son of a bitch, and I couldn't. And then I went to my friend's house and I puked in his dish because I ate way too much.
That'll do it.
And like, and I'm all like, oh, and you know, when it was his house, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I puked in your yard.
Oh, dude, there was a time when we were all hanging out with an old buddy, and we decided we're all going to try, you know, dipping with snoozes, like the nicotine packs. And even though if they say spitless, I don't know, for me it didn't fucking work out that goddamn well, because I wound up sitting on the steps of his pool and puking profusely, just all around the front of the steps, and no one wanted even to get in the pool that night after the fact, because they couldn't even get around it. And
asshole.
Brian knows my puking, and it went on for an extended period of time.
Damn.
By the way, Drewski said I need to get in touch with my inner white chick and drink the pumpkin. Yeah, don't worry, Drewski. Oh, I'm gonna drink every one of those pumpkins. I've even been like at the point where I'm like fundamentally, I'm like, I need to get in there and just finish them before the new season starts, because I don't want to be mislabeling like this year's pumpkin shit with last year. So yeah, we'll definitely be going through that. And then Ms. Dow mentioned that his dad brewed some beer a long time ago when he was a kid. He gave it to our friends. Their dad kept it in a freezer for several years. Dad found them and drank them and said they were better than when he made them. So here's the deal. What I will say is there is a difference between if you store beer in one condition, especially like cold or frozen, it definitely can last longer. The mistake people make is if you allow it to warm up, that's what gets it bad. And then what really fucks it up is sunlight, like especially if the bottle's not right. Yeah. So certain beers, like we've talked about on the site a few times, like the 120-minute IPA. Yeah. That is meant to be aged because it's so goddamn strong. But there are other beers where like Mad Elf, where it's like 10 or 11% alcohol, and people just started aging it, thinking it would do good. It wasn't meant to be aged. So beer is, at the end of the day, it is meant to be drank fresh. It will stay a little better, but you got to keep it the same temperature. If you fuck around, have it in a freezer, pop it out, take it out, like you're gonna mess with it. The pH is gonna go off, and you're gonna lose what it's supposed to do. So
definitely.
I'll just warn that.
Gotcha. Oh, I saw a Reddit post to where it said like, it was something about like how many beers, like if you drink one beer, you get $1,000, and like how many beers could you drink within a week for $1,000 for each beer.
Yeah, I think I saw you post it. Did you do it to our Patreon? You posted somewhere.
It was on the Discord. It was on the general portion of the Discord chat.
So, Jim, for an entire week, every beer you drink gets you $1,000. How many do you think you could actually go through?
Oh my God, I could probably do like, realistically, I can maybe push myself to like 20 a day before I crap out.
Let's be honest, Jim. I've seen you max out at like 8 or 10, and I see what that does to you. I don't think you're making 20 a day.
For that kind of money, I would push the limits. Probably, I would.
You don't want to kill yourself. You want to be able to survive.
I do.
Okay,
it's win-win. I provide for my family, and I have the sweet embrace of death. I can't ask for much more than that.
Okay, here's another one. You push a button, you get $500. The downside is you lose two strands of hair off the top of your head or on your face.
All of it, every single one. Bye.
You would be like,
bye. Click.
And you know what? It wouldn't grow back.
Click.
Yeah. You would have like probably like, I don't know, say $90 million by the time it's all said and done.
Wait, you said $500 per hair?
For 2 hairs.
For 2 hair, so I don't even like. What's the rough?
Supposedly, it's like
number. How many?
Like 100,000, I think I read from somewhere, but I'm not too sure.
No way, now in your head, really?
I think. Like I said, what's
that, like $5 million by the end of it? Fuck yeah! Click. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, see, I was thinking something. Like
I'm married. I don't have to impress anybody. Fuck you. Everything's gone. Fire sale, motherfuckers.
Jim, but Jim, that's the ultimate irony. You do that, and then you end up, she divorces you and takes half of it, and then you got to go find someone else.
Oh, that bitch will be dead. I mean, in Minecraft. That ain't happening.
But no, but first, Chris, let me get back. I would minimum do 12 packs a day for beer. I think I can easily swing that. I can probably push myself harder for sure. It would also very much depend on, are we talking like Miller Lights or are we talking Mad Elves? Like, because there's a big difference, right? Like for $1,000 a beer, if it's just like light lagers, oh, I could crush those motherfuckers. But if it's heavy ass, yeah, I don't know.
Because it said at least 4% alcohol from what I'm reading the post.
4% ain't shit. Yeah, we could bang through a lot of those. I mean,
yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
On one stream, what did I get up to? You and me, Jim, did we get up to 12 or 16 beers for the Call of Duty challenge?
We got to a lot that day.
Yeah. So if I know I'm getting paid on top of it, oh yeah, I would do dangerous levels. The hair, I would need to know what the number of hairs that you have. I would do it if it was crazy, but if it was only like, if I'm only going to walk away with like 10 grand, I'm like, okay, that's not worth it.
Oh, no. It'd be a lot more than that, I guarantee you. But
yeah,
like I said, it's also like, if I could find the post again, I'll like post it on the Discord. And then like someone like did like the mathematics of how much hair a human has on their head, along with your beard too. So, you know.
Jim has like 3 beard hairs, so
it's not a good beard. It's a terrible beard, but it's even worse without. So that tells you something. But all right, Chris. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. Do you have to plug anything?
Well, y'all's channel, because I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but I only have 2 videos on it, so it's like, so I'm not, I don't really have anything to plug for myself. But get on y'all's channel. Drink a beer, play a game.
No, thank you, bud. We appreciate it,
Yeah,
man. Thank
no
you
problem.
for hopping on with us.
Yep.
Yeah, no
appreciate it,
problem.
buddy.
Thanks for having me, and you have a good night. Like I said, I'll post the other one on the actual, the general board, and then go from there and see what it says about the how much hair you have on your head.
Sounds
Awesome,
good, man.
dude. Cheers,
All right,
buddy.
thanks, guys. Good night.
Talk to you, bud.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you for everyone who hopped on with us, who talked with us.
Shut the fuck up real
Yes.
quick. Real
Go
quick,
ahead.
announcing the winner for the Mario and Sonic, the Olympic Games from last week. It'll be STD Generations. So I'll send you a message on YouTube and all that stuff. So congratulations, man. Thank you to everyone who commented and entered. Like to do these little giveaways every once in a while, but like Brian was saying, thank you to everyone out there for joining on, especially everyone who hopped onto the call. It's a fun time. It's good to talk to the people.
Oh, yeah, no, I enjoyed this. Like I was saying when Jim was on break, I want to figure out a way for us to do the cameras live when we're doing this shit. But no, definitely enjoyed it. If you're listening, watching, if you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe, hit notification bell, so when you see us on each and every one of these Power Hour podcasts, you can get notified. And if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, if you leave us a comment, just give us a 5-star rating, and we'll read each and every one of those on these episodes. With that, we want to say have a good night, everyone, and cheers.
Cheers, everybody.